Hello there, welcome back to Simon's Shed. It's time for another layout update on the Severn Valley Railway, which is my version of part of the Severn Valley Railway in N-gauge. So coming up, back scenes and bushes, a new Metcalf kit, and finally finishing the footbridge. So thanks once again for all the likes and subscribes and views. I seem to be getting about triple the normal number of views. It's almost as if people are sitting at home wanting something to watch on YouTube. Yes, I hope you're all well in this current bizarre situation, and yeah, modelling is keeping me sane at the moment. So yeah, let's take a look at what I've been doing. Starting with that footbridge that I mentioned last time. I've finally got it finished. Here it is on the cutting mat, and yes, I did have a small amount of liquid assistance to get it finished. What does it look like on the layout though? That looks rather good, even if the brick pillars are sort of floating above the ground at the moment, but we'll get to that. And just making sure there's enough clearance at that side, because I want to bring it as far down this way as I can. Yeah, I think that looks really good. I'm glad I persevered. And yeah, the only other thing to do is sort of obviously this is not realistic. Needs chopping off around here somewhere, and a sort of fence there. But that's why I want to get it as far that way as possible. But yeah, I think that's really good. We're going to go to the Kidderminster end of the layout, and I haven't been able to get hold of any wood, so just been mocking things up in cardboard just to see. Obviously there'll need to be a ground level here, and this is the end of the scene, so that's the backboard. Which will be the same colour as that, and I might carry this on round a little bit this way to sort of finish the scene off. This will be the road, and it will rise up to the tunnel there, which is another sort of plate girder style tunnel. So I might use the Pico plastic plate girders for this one. We're going to need 2 platforms, so we've got those just mocked up there. I've also just printed off some Google Earth, Google Maps aerial images just to remind me of what goes where. And you can see those other tracks behind are actually here. So they're really overgrown and clearly not used. So I will make them overgrown and probably put grass in between the tracks. I might not put bushes there because I have wired them up and wired points in, so it seems daft not to use them. I've run out of shaper sheet stuff, which is what I used to do this, which is nice and solid, so I might just use papier-mâché for that little tiny bit there. I think that'll be fine. I have got static grass, so I could do that. It's just deciding what to do next, really. I've also got some potential back scenes, so I might sort of cut these into strips and paste over these which are way too small. So yeah, I just basically need to decide what's next. Okay, I've made a bit of a start. Decided to do some back scenes up here. We had some very tiny houses that looked a bit daft, which are these ones you can just see peeking out there. They just didn't look right, so I've printed out some bigger ones, just searching for housing estate images on Google Images. and as you can see, cut along the roof lines and stuck them on. Pleased with how they look. I know they look a bit odd at the moment, but two things. First of all, the ground does actually slope down here, so you would actually be looking across and seeing roof lines, so that's what would really be there. And secondly, there's going to be a lot of trees along here, so you'll actually only see sort of glimpses of these, which I think will look a lot better. I've not got much in the way of trees. I did save some sort of offcuts and rejects from the last round of seafoam, and I've now sort of gone over those again and tried to improve those. So we've got some reasonably decent trees in there, but as you can see, not that many given the area, so I probably need to do another order at some point, but I'll stick those up. So yeah, let's carry on. Let me show you what I've been up to. So I think we're done with the tree planting. As you can see, I just use a little, it's actually just a little pointy file, and just drill through the shaper sheet or whatever scenery is down, plaster and so on, and just plant the tree. Now, sometimes you need a bit of assistance for a while to hold the tree in place, but I've removed most of those supports now. What I want to do, I've not quite got there yet, is here where obviously we've got the scenic break where the trains disappear from the main line under there. I want these trees to be a lot taller, but I haven't got any at the moment. Unfortunately, it looks like Penduke Models website is down. Kind of understandable in the current crisis. So I found some plastic trees, I think they're plastic, on Amazon. They look good in the pictures, so they're coming tomorrow apparently, so we'll see what they look like. But yeah, I've done a lot more trees and bushes, and that's kind of the effect, more like the effect I was going for. I will put some more taller trees in when they come, so you just get glimpses of the houses behind. So yeah, pleased with how that's looking. I've just moved the leg on the footbridge because I had it the wrong way around. The wide piece is supposed to be on the main line and the shorter piece is there, so that's drying again at the moment, just that middle leg. And I've tried to start putting bushes either side, because I think that's the footbridge, and you can see it just disappears into the trees on both sides really. And you can see it's right next to the turntable there, which is under here somewhere. So I've snipped this a bit shorter, and yeah, it's a bit of a mess up there because the power wires were actually connected to this end, so I've now completely disabled this line. What I'm going to do is just keep the rails on here and just solder them back on underneath, and then just bury them with scenery. I don't know if you noticed it, but there was a bit of cardboard under here. I've stuck the grey board to that and then stuck the black paper on top of that, and it's pretty solid. So that sits there, and I'll blend it in better off camera, but you get the idea. And as I say, the only bit of plywood I've got left, I've made a decision up here. What I'm going to do is build a number of sort of boxes. So this will sit here, and it will have a side on it, and I'll be able to obviously lift it on and off and I'm going to cover it with the top with scenery, so the layout will now extend out a little bit more. So yeah, basically I've decided to hide the fiddle yard as much as I can with removable sort of box sections, and I'll make as many as I can out of this bit of plywood, but then I'm kind of stuck. I'll have to just put some kind of stopper, maybe just a couple of screws or a block of wood here so that I don't accidentally knock all the trains over when I take it on and off, but I think that should work well. It gives me more layout, more scenery, and hides the fiddle yard. So yeah, starting to come together. Oh, and I've just using a few layers of cardboard, I've tried to start covering that gap up so we can keep going while we've got the momentum down that way. So another little project I can have a go at. I've bought the Metcalf platform canopy, as you can see, because there is a big platform canopy at the Severn Valley Railway Kidderminster station, and I just wondered if I could adapt this and make it look a bit more like the Severn Valley one. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it with one kit, but I'm going to have a go and see what I can do. These bits need to be glass really, and it's just a little bit of board underneath, and the main difference is ideally I'd like the roof to go up to here and then back down, so sort of lift this bit upwards. I don't know if that's going to be possible. These look really good and really detailed. I'll show you. Let's have a look at what's inside the kit. So this is obviously didn't come with it. This is just my template for roughly the size that the Kidderminster station should be. These bits are the buildings and this bit is the canopy, so it may have to shrink or grow slightly depending on the distance between these sections, but we'll see if we can adapt it. Looks like a really good kit. Instructions look really good and detailed as usual with Metcalf, and we've got various laser cut sections, and these look really good. I think you sort of sandwich multiple ones together to make the uprights, but yeah, they look really finely detailed. So let's have a go. Fantastic little kit. It's definitely the best Metcalf kit I've ever built. So I had several changes of heart because it's so good, and just the way it's slots together. It's really quite intricate and well designed. I thought I'd just mess it up if I tried to modify it and hack it about. Originally I was thinking either do 2 or double it and do 4 across, and as I was saying, try and make the roof more like that, so that that's 1, because there are 2 peaks in the Severn Valley roof, and do 1 there and 1 there, but as you can see it would be much too big. So then I thought we'll just leave it like that, and we'll have perhaps 2, probably 3 rows like that. And then I changed my mind again, and what I'm actually going to do is just build it the right size. So if I build 3, and we'll have an extra peak in the roof, but don't tell anybody, and we'll have 3 rows of 3, I think, and that will fit the space that it's supposed to fill perfectly. And it'll just be between you and me that there's 3 peaks in the roof instead of 2. But as I say, I just couldn't bring myself to start hacking about with this kit. I do highly recommend that one. And the best thing is I've got to buy 2 more, because to do it that way, so you get enough in one kit to do that, which is 4. So there's another couple of these, but I want, so obviously you don't get a leg for that bit, but I want 3 rows of 3, so I can do that, and then 1 more kit would do there, but there'd be a gap left at the end, so I'd need definitely need 2 more kits, I think. But they're so much fun to build, that's not a problem at all. So I'll finish off putting the roof on that one and order some more. But I hope you enjoyed that. I'll keep the progress going, and thanks very much for watching. See you soon.